Coming into tonight's matchup, Mike Woodson and his Hoosiers boast a 2-1 Big Ten record with a couple quality early wins in the conference over both Maryland and Michigan. But their loss to Nebraska this past week was not pretty. Woodson did not sugarcoat his words at all afterwards, saying, "Our two starting guards were awful tonight." So against Ohio State, Indiana looks to turn the page. It's head to a packed house at Assembly Hall. Ohio State with an early 5-point lead over the Hoosiers. Off the turnover, Clearware dishes it to C.J. Gunn. Big and one slam as the Hoosiers deficit cuts to 2. Coming up on Hoosier Sports Night, Indiana look to take down Purdue for the third straight time. We bring you the details from the whiteout at Assembly Hall. Let's talk about Indiana men's basketball. So Indiana men's basketball took on Purdue on Tuesday night, but Assembly Hall did not have the same magic it had the last 2 years. Our Josh Bodie has more on the rivalry game. After the loss, Indiana falls to 4-3 in Big Ten play. The Hoosiers are looking to snap an over 25-year-long streak on Friday. They have not won at the Kohl Center since 1998. The IU track and field team traveled to Nashville, Tennessee this weekend to compete in the Commodore Challenge at Vanderbilt. Highlights from this weekend include the Hoosiers finishing with 2 event victories and 11 personal bests from the team. This included Paula Fernandez-Sola, who finished 5th in the long jump competition with a personal best of the mark of 5.97 meters. For meter races, Maddie Russin won her event in the 600-meter race with a finishing time of 1:32.13. On Saturday, sprinter Kenesha Phillips broke a 22-year-old school-wide record in the 400-meter race with a time of 52.37. The Hoosiers will be back in Bloomington, Indiana for the Indiana Invitational taking place this weekend. Thanks, y'all. For this week's Candy Stripe calendar, it is packed with a multitude of sports. Let's start it off first with track and field. The track and field team is splitting into 3 separate groups this weekend, with some traveling to California for the Bryan Invitational, while others are going to Florida to race the University of Florida Gators. The last group travels to the Beach Invitational in Long Beach, California. Now on to the women's tennis team. They have 2 matches this weekend against both Illinois and Northwestern. For the men's tennis team, they have 2 home matches this weekend against Nebraska and Wisconsin. The baseball team faces Penn State in a series here in Bloomington this weekend as well. Softball will also be at home at Andy Moore for 3 straight games in a series against Minnesota. That's all for this weekend's Candy Stripe calendar. Back to you guys at the desk.
Take it away.
Okay, I'll take. So I have 2. This is why I wanted you to go. I have 2.
I'll go first then.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
okay.
joking.
Yeah. So I'm a Pacers fan, obviously. So I got Pacer bias. So I'm gonna go Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin, when he started under Tom Thibodeau, when Tom Thibodeau let him do what he needed to do, he had really good efficiency. His 3-point percentage went up immediately. He was getting more aggressive on defense. He's being more aggressive, staying in the paint and not just trying to be a lob threat. Going out doing what he needed to do. And the second guy I'm going to talk about is going to be Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart on the Grizzlies is going to be a great pickup for that young core because they're still young. They still have the Defensive Player of the Year in Jaren Jackson Jr. They still have, who was in the MVP race last year with Ja Morant. Marcus Smart's going to go out there, and he's going to give them that edge on defense that, they have it in the paint, but now they're having it on the perimeter too. And he's on a new team. He's been so accustomed to the Celtics team. Oh, I can do this. If I want to take the shot, I can take the shot. Now he has something to prove again. Now he has to go, oh, I can be Defensive Player of the Year again. Oh, I can make the shots I need to make. Oh, I can be more aggressive. I'm going to jump this. I'm going to do that. Something that we haven't seen, I feel like, since he won Defensive Player of the Year, which was obviously not that long ago. But at the same time, he's going to bring a new aggression that I feel like we haven't seen before.
Yeah, but
I love it. I love it. And here's why. It's marketing. That's exactly what the NBA needs right now. Because they're getting that younger audience. Why not pull in more people, more people, more people? Expand the game. I love the game. Expand the game. I'm going to say also, it's not taking away anything for the playoffs. I'm sorry to completely go at you here. It's not taking away anything in the playoffs.
Is it adding to the playoffs?
Here's the thing. It's doing nothing for the playoffs.
It's separate from the playoffs.
It's doing nothing
for the playoffs.
Of course
it's separate from the playoffs, but it's in the season, and it's another championship to be put on the belt.
It's giving those players. I mean, it's the same thing with the Summer League. They're getting a ring now.
You can't
it's
bring
not doing anything.
The Summer League isn't the
it's
players
nothing.
playing
Exactly.
on the regular season.
How about the play-in tournament, though?
Andrew, what do you think?
With this surge in women's college basketball, people are beginning to spend their own hard-earned money on things such as tickets or memorabilia. For athletes, name, image, likeness is the name of the game, as selling things like merchandise is contributing to this fund. NIL expert Galen Clavio has more.
But most NIL deals are going to be market-based. And what I mean by that is, how valuable is this player, male or female, to the people who are wanting to pay the money?
Oh, you don't need us. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Whether it is truly the Caitlin Clark effect and the publicity that she's bringing the game of women's college basketball through her skills, or Hoosier fans filling the stands for one reason.
It's basketball at the end of the day, and it doesn't matter if it's women or men. It's just a great time.
Women's basketball is going to continue to rise, so if you haven't seen a game already, I'd recommend doing so. Speaking of, Indiana's next game is the 27th against Northwestern at Northwestern. From Assembly Hall, I'm Sam Heuser. Back to you. Indiana Swim and Dive came out on top versus the University of Cincinnati in both the men's and women's sections, with scores of 204-90 and 194-99.
I thought it was really positive. Coming out of Thanksgiving break, it's always a challenge, getting right back into the swing of things, and I thought it was really good.
Despite being down over 20 swimmers, Indiana still came out strong against the University of Cincinnati. This meet opened new opportunities for swimmers to prove themselves and to move into the middle lanes.
For those younger athletes that are freshmen or sophomores, getting experience swimming against our opponent's best athletes is super positive and valuable.
We saw big swims from Katie Carson in the 500 and 1000 free, alongside Armando Vegas in the 200 fly, amongst others. With them, the relay squad saw many move up to groups they usually don't compete with. A quick training trip to Fort Lauderdale over Christmas break to prepare for a few upcoming meets, but the most notable being the coveted Big Ten Championship.
Hands down the best meet every year. We all work really hard towards it, and it's that and NCs are both of our main goals at the end of the season, so when we're training we always keep Big Tens in the back of our head and really try to get excited for that.
For IUS TV, I am Sam Heuser.